We're going to kick this off by starting with Jake from HashiCorp. Jake is the regional manager for solutions engineering at HashiCorp. I've known Jake for a really long time, and he hangs out regularly here in the sweetops community and the various Los Angeles meetups. He has a deep background in IT operations, ranging from DevOps to support to consulting and pre-sales. Jake is going to talk about Terraform Cloud and some of the exciting things coming out of HashiCorp with their platform. And just a hint here, this goes a little bit beyond the Terraform Cloud. Jake, you want to take it from here?
Absolutely, Eric. Thanks.
Are you going to share your screen by any chance?
Yeah,
Or all
absolutely.
right,
I'll share it
cool.
now.
I'll stop sharing here, and you can take over.
Outstanding. So let me find the screen that actually works here. I don't know if I have the right one. Sorry. Why can't I see that? Sorry about that.
We didn't make the sacrifices today, so the demo gods might be less easy on us.
No, actually, well, hold on just a sec, because when I shared, I have my presenter view, and it's not allowing me to actually share out that one. Let's try this one. Okay, how's that looking?
That looks good. I got it.
Sweet. Yeah. So sorry, everybody. It's going to be slideware. 10 minutes is a little bit short of time to do a demo. As Eric mentioned, I'm Jake Lundberg, regional manager for solutions engineering here. Fancy word for sales. I've been here for about 3 years. I love beer, and I play some games from time to time. So for those of you not familiar with HashiCorp, hopefully you are if you're here at this thing. We are a cloud automation company focusing mostly on provisioning, securing, connecting, and running applications in the cloud. Some of the products that we have, before I came here, I wasn't familiar with the fact that we actually made all these things. Once I found that out, I came here. So Terraform's one of those. We also create Vault, Boundary, Console, Nomad, Waypoint, Vagrant, and Packer. So a very large.
I hate to interrupt you, but does everybody else see the Jake slides? I only see half his screen.
Did I? Let's try it again. Sorry, I moved my window. Of course. Let's try this again. How's that?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay, good. Sorry about that. Cool. Company was founded in 2012 by our man Dadgar and Mitchell Hashimoto. We're about 1,000 employees right now, and trending upwards, and we've got about $350 million in funding. We're here to talk about Terraform. So Terraform is an infrastructure provisioning tool. Again, we're all here talking about Terraform, so I'd be surprised if folks weren't familiar with that. The vast majority of our customers are using it for cloud-based provisioning, but there are tons of providers, 300 plus, that are out there. We get about 100,000 weekly downloads, and we've got 30,000 members worldwide who use Terraform as a software platform. The main aim of Terraform, of course, is infrastructure as code, allowing you to abstract the infrastructure provisioning into one common language. So again, the provider model is helping with that. It's a declarative Turing complete language, and it's used all over the world for cloud-based provisioning. The strength of Terraform, of course, is the fact that you can provision everything. The cloud providers are also are very popular, but you can, any kind of SaaS-based solution that has an API, you can create a Terraform provider for that. And we see lots of different examples that are out there. Some of them are supported by HashiCorp, but the community also supports quite a bit of these that are out there. And there's probably folks on this call who've created providers for Terraform. This slide actually is a little bit further about the education and dedication to the community that we have out there. So just some links that we find that are very helpful for people who are new to the product. So getting started with Terraform Cloud has a tremendous amount of resources that are out there. We also do a lot of free training, so hands-on training on our Instruct platform. Well, it's Instruct is a third-party platform. So if you're new to Terraform and new to Terraform Cloud, we do regular interval events. They're free events. Please join those if you want to learn how to migrate from doing open source to Terraform type cloud patterns. And for those of you who are looking at Sentinel for policy management, we have a very, very large library of common infrastructure pattern policy management that we have that's out there under the policy library. And I can share this slide out with your folks later, Eric, if that's helpful for everybody.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, great. So why Terraform Cloud? Terraform Cloud is a fully managed infrastructure as code platform that is really aimed at taking your Terraform to the next level by adding in cloud compliance and management. allowing for self-service infrastructure for mostly through API management of any of your Terraform environments. Again, the vast majority of the reason for Terraform Cloud is really to enable enterprise level, sort of enterprise grade Terraform usage, but there are also free versions of the software that are out there. We are SOC 2, Type 2 compliant, as well as ISO 27001. I'm not sure if that's the right way to describe that. Okay, so what does Terraform Cloud allow you? The fundamental sort of work unit of Terraform Cloud is a workspace, slightly different than the OSS versions of this, but state management, fine-grained access control through RBAC management, secure variables backed by Vault. And in fact, Vault was actually created for the previous version of Terraform Cloud that was called Atlas to secure credentials inside of there. And now it's one of the main products that HashiCorp creates. Each workspaces allow you to do notifications through emails, webhooks, and Slack, and has a very flexible model for how to integrate. So if you have VCS-driven workflows where you don't use the GUI or don't use CLI calls, you can use VCS-driven calls. If you're used to using CLI-driven calls, those patterns can still exist when using Terraform Enterprise. And then, of course, API-driven. So if you need to integrate this into existing CI/CD pipelines or any other kind of API management systems, like ServiceNow or other sort of ITSM platforms. Probably definitely not least of these issues is that Terraform has its own provider for TFC, so you can provision Terraform Enterprise or Terraform Cloud with Terraform. Infrastructure state, obviously state management is a major concern. So if you're using like an S3 Dynamo pattern or something along those lines for doing state sharing, most of that goes away. State management is free with Terraform Cloud at the lower levels. VCS connectivity, so the major VCS providers like Azure DevOps, Bitbucket, GitHub, and GitLab are supported. But because we have API-driven access into Terraform Cloud, if you happen to have an off-brand VCS system, you can integrate those in as well. These are just the automated ways of doing more like GitOps type flows for operations.
4 minutes.
Okay, team management. So any kind of RBAC controls that you'd have and you'd expect inside your systems, as well as I have the single sign-on information that we have inside of here as well. Ooh, that's got a graphic inside of there. Terraform Cloud also has cost estimation to give you kind of street price of any of the cloud assets that you might be using. Policy as code engine, so Sentinel is a little bit different than OPA, but is a policy as code engine that was created by HashiCorp specifically for use within our products, including Vault, Console, and Nomad. Run triggers is a way of actually linking workspaces together. So if you have state in one file that affects workspaces in other ways, you can actually trigger any kind of runs from there. The private module registry, folks like Cloud Posse have stuff in the public module registry, but if you have a need to share those within your organization, there's a private module registry as well. Configuration Designer is a way of basically bootstrapping things from the private module registry into higher level abstractions of your Terraform modules. And then any of the remote operations. So for folks that are looking for things like global variables, typically for cloud-based operations, we now have remote agents that can run inside of your data centers and run inside of other clouds, and maybe forgo the need of actually having to use cloud-based credentials embedded inside of your workspaces themselves. Very powerful pattern, especially for folks who have on-premise resources that they need to manage from the cloud. And we also have fixed IPs for Terraform Cloud services. So if you have a different security model in which you need to allow Terraform Cloud to operate on-premise. Scale, run concurrency, so if you need to do lots of Terraform runs at once. And then very detailed audit logs into other systems, Splunk being one of the more popular systems there. Okay, there's a comparison package online that'll tell you the different features of which you get from free to all the way to the Terraform business class tier, and single cloud provisioning. Why HashiCorp? Well, we created Terraform. That's a great reason that's out there. We have a very large dedicated engineering team, and we have a feedback loop program from our field customers back into the engineering teams. This year, we shipped 34 new features alone. We still have the rest of the month that goes here. We have follow the sun support. And we have multi-product customers. So if you're using Vault, Console, or Nomad, probably there. Probably more importantly, I think, is that HashiCorp is a scale-driven company first. Armand and Mitchell met each other working on large-scale distributed computing problems. That ethos carries into our products. So 2 million container challenge for Nomad, the 35,000 nodes of support for Console. That same thing comes into our operations for Terraform Cloud as well. Again, we're very, very dedicated
1 minute.
to scale and security. And then sort of an example of what this looks like. Terraform Cloud currently onboards about 5,500 new users per month. We do about 500,000 runs, and we've got over 2 million managed state files, and this is growing, of course, on a month-to-month basis. So some of the customers that we enjoy that talk about this publicly, some of these are mine. Hulu is in our patch. We work with them very, very closely. Roblox as well. And that's it. Lastly, we're hiring. It's my favorite company to work for so far. If you're interested, love our products, please come work with us. We enjoy the community that we have here. And 10 minutes. All right. Thanks, Eric. That's all from the HashiCorp side. Thanks, everybody.
That was a really intense, really awesome presentation. Thank you, Jake, for getting us started on that path.